Howdy folks. Today we're going to have a look at the Umarex Air Javelin. Picked one up a couple weeks ago, been messing around with it, and I figured we'll just go and do a review and take a few shots and show you what it's all about. So here's the device itself. Think of this as just basically a CO2 air crossbow. I've got a pressure switch that links to a laser light combo. I put a 4x optical scope on it, and just a little quick disconnect over here that we basically, can hook onto a pack or any kind of a system that works for carrying. And then we'll get into some more detail here. Alright, so here's the basic unit. We'll take the scope cover off. It's got an AR-15 style stock. So you just slide it out like that, set it to whatever works for you. And then, of course, lights and lasers. Over here you got a button, you press this, and that's where your CO2 goes and screws in. Now interestingly enough, you don't have to buy the Umarex CO2, you can get these 90-gram ones you can get from Canadian Tire. The brand, JT it looks like. And you just lock it back in place like that, and you're good to go. And it's got a cross bolt safety. It's a little tight, if I can get it going. There we are, so red your fire. No red, you're safe. Cocking handles right here, so you just pull it back, release, and you're basically good to go. That's the basic unit. We also created a little quiver for ours just because we wanted everything to match. So my wife made this for us. You can get it open with one hand. So this will hold about 15 or so of the bolts. And that's what the bolts look like. They've got the actual proper heads where you can remove them by twisting like this. And then basically you can put on either hunting heads, if that's your thing, or, small game or whatnot. I just want this for target practice, just so something to do. And yeah, that's kind of it. I'll show you some hunting heads in just a sec. Alright, so here are the different types of heads I've got. That's just the basic one that comes with the different type of the bolts. These are more larger target ones that are heavier, and then right here, let me get this out. These are the hunting heads. So these could obviously probably take down, I would say a deer would be feasible with this weapon, but again, I'm not going to use it for that purpose. These are just so I have them in case I need them for anything. And again, here's a CO2. They're much larger than the ones you get from most of the normal guns. Alright, so now for the fun stuff. We're going to shoot this a few times and see how accurate it is. Probably around 20 foot. Of course, just in case, put on the safety glasses. So all you need to do is you get your bolt out, slide it over top of the air tube here. Once it gets in, you give it a tiny push, and that way it keeps your bolt in and it won't drop out. Okay? And all I'm going to do is I'm going to cock it, get my safety off, and just treat this as a weapon at all times because it can kill. I'm going to go for the center mass on the first target in the red. Let's see what we got. Safety back on. I'll be right back. It wasn't too bad. A little bit high, but that's probably me, not the gun. So I've got basically a giant tub of dirt with a backstop of plywood and then a bunch of other stuff behind it. So I've already tested this. This is safe to do. And obviously you don't want to be shooting this outside and have the cops come and get you. So this is kind of a way to quietly test it out and zero it and whatnot. All right. Number 2. Now I'm going to go for the center of the head in the red. Safety on. Let's go have a look. That's not too bad. Shooting a tiny bit high. Oh. Now, I guess to be fair, I am shooting at a bit of an angled target. That way it kind of takes the energy out of the weapon. So it might be a little bit skewed. If you're shooting on a straight target, you're probably going to be in better shape. Alright, so this time we're going to be shooting non-optical, so just basically using the red dot laser that we put on. So I'm going to load it back here off camera, and we'll see how the red dot performs. Cocking now, safety off, and we'll do red dot center red. Let's go have a look at our hit. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's fairly repeatable. Alright, so I'd say that's pretty good. So each of those CO2s will get you about 30 shots. We'll just put our arrow back here. The one thing I didn't like about this gun, this is my second one. I bought one, and you have to be careful because this was bent on my other one. So every shot you took, it would go 1.5 feet to the right-hand side. So basically, I had to return it, got a new one. This one shoots great. But overall, I like it. It's about, you can get them on sale for like $180 in Canada, or $200. I paid about $240 for this one. The arrows are about $6 a pop, so you might want to get a few extras. I have broke one, but that was my own messing around. And yeah, they're pretty good. So anyway, it's a Umarex Air Javelin. I'd get one if you could. They're pretty fun. But I mean, I'm not a hunter, but definitely good if you want to do some target practice and just messing around, right? Alright guys, that's it for now. We'll see you on the next one.